Good morning, Converter Crew. Welcome back. Hopefully y'all are having a good morning already. We're jumping into BTC here. Had a little bit of a rip up last night. Not too bad. Not too bad. If you guys were on the stream yesterday, we were actually talking about the possibility of Bitcoin moving up. Unfortunately, the trade that we kind of called on the live was a sold trade actually, and we were looking for a down trade because that's kind of what the system was setting up. But we were, unfortunately, just kind of got out of that pretty much right after the stream. We just got kicked out of that one. But if you're watching the stream pretty closely, we were talking about a Bitcoin long. And so here at Kubota, we ended up flipping over to our Bitcoin charts. And we were like, well, if Solana's not going to go down, then Bitcoin's going to go up. So we went ahead and jumped in about right here. Actually, it might have been a little bit earlier. But somewhere around there, we went ahead and jumped into the chart, took it up. We were watching it here, kind of thinking about getting out, and then it kind of traded sideways. Ended up ripping up last night, going up and hitting our target. Unfortunately, we were kind of trading it throughout the night, and we saw this breakdown here, kind of coming out of our flag that we were kind of looking at, and we were thinking, all right, well, I guess this is kind of over, and we were kind of saying, well, let's check it out tomorrow. And we ended up taking our money off around here, still in profit, but not anything crazy or not a crazy amazing trade. Another thing we kind of developed yesterday as we were sitting here watching price action, what we noticed is that price kind of blew up and blew through the third target pretty fast, and we were kind of like, well, we know how to build the targets kind of out of fibs, but we don't really know past the third target, and also like our fibs were just off a little bit. One was actually, the target 2 was always on point, but target 1 and target 3 were always off. And so we were like, okay, well, how can we build this to actually be more on point? And wow, Bitcoin is really ripping right now. We are actually already watching this Bitcoin trade for the morning. We jumped into it kind of right before the live, just because we were sitting here and we're like, hey, we just closed above. It's time to get in for the system. We are still waiting for that predator close, so we're going to see what happens with that. But we kind of saw the system calling it, so we went ahead and jumped in right there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and set that up. Maybe it will come back down and get us in. It's kind of fast, but yeah, anyways, yeah, unfortunately we jumped out here, and then we figured out some different levels. So if you guys would like our new fib levels that we kind of threw on here, these are them right here. We got some different targets and stuff like that over here on the side. Anything negative is going to be the ones that go to the upside, and then all the positive ones are going to be on the downside. So you can do it this way, or you can do it the opposite way. It's just how you're going to draw your fibs as you're doing it. So the way I have it set up is whenever I grab my fib indicator or my fib tool over here, I can click on it, and then I click on the bottom, and then I click on the top. If you did it the opposite, you just do literally the opposite of that. So instead of clicking on the bottom and the top, you'd click on the top, and then you'd click on the bottom, and the fibs would extend to this way if you had it set up that way. But yeah, the way that we have it set up now, you can see that we have 6 targets now on here. They're actually going to line up pretty perfectly with the targets that we actually have on the website. So if you guys are looking to just be able to do it manually, that's exactly how you do it. And you can get the levels from the website and still throw them on there. That's perfectly an option, but just thought we'd show y'all because it's kind of cool. The website also only has the target 3, so if you're looking to get a little bit more of a target, you're going to have to use our fib levels anyways. So pretty cool little tool. Nice little thing we kind of came up with yesterday as we were looking at it. We ended up lining up these ones with our 3 targets we already had, and then we kind of asked AI to help us make the next targets just based off of that. This is kind of what we came up with. So originally we were kind of targeting up here right under the daily resistance. I believe we were talking about that on the live. We moved our target up a little bit higher. I think it was a little higher than this, but it was around there. And then around 70 something, yeah, right at this resistance zone here. And once we got to this point, we were like, I don't know. You know, it looks like it's going to break out still, so we're going to wait on it. And then when we saw the breakdown here through our level on the bottom, we were like, I don't know, like this is getting kind of risky. And so we ended up jumping out with a little bit of profit. Obviously, something we kind of learned from that trade is just that it's better to leave it on. And we've kind of been learning that for the past couple trades, so it's not just this one, but that is something that we've learned. So just goes to show, you know, even though we might be pretty good traders, not everybody's perfect, and you always have something to learn. So yeah, it's what we've got there. We're gonna go ahead and we'll throw this off the chart and get rid of our fib lines from yesterday, so that way we have a nice clean chart to work with. Get rid of these lines here. And we're gonna go ahead and set up our chart for today and see maybe we can jump back in, or everybody can get into this trade. So we do want to see kind of a close right here, honestly. Just get above that double top. All right, let's head on over to Kubrota.com though, and we can go ahead and get it set up. First, let's say good morning though. So looks like Dawson's here, Terry's here, Spirit Maker's here. So good morning to y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Spirit Maker says make sure you smash in that like button for the awesome long trade. Terry's ready to catch the move this morning. So are we. I don't know what that was that I just unlocked. Oh, I guess I have some fib levels on here. Interesting. All right. Yeah, let's jump into it and get those levels set up for today. I guess you guys didn't even see the messing with my chart. We got our asset set up, so we got BTC picked out already. You can go ahead and pick out one from the list. We got a couple different ones: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sol, XRP, Doge, and TRX all on here. More than likely, you probably just want to use BTC. That's kind of the main one. That's the main one the system's built around. You can use the other ones. It's just up to you, I guess. That's the one we're trading today, though, and pretty much all the time here on the live, and all the time just really in general on any of our videos. Moving on, we got our different sessions. So the one we always trade is New York futures. We got New York equity, though. New York, or I don't know why I always say New York, but we got London, we got Tokyo, we got Sydney, and then New York equity and New York futures. So you're welcome to pick the one that you would like to trade for that. But we are jumping in to the New York futures session for today. We're going to go ahead and initiate that calibration, get it set up. You can see the time frame kind of that the AI takes. So 7:30 we open, 7:30 to 8 it's calibrating and getting ready for the day, and then 8 o'clock you can go ahead and hit that button and get your levels. And then by about 3:30 the charts are kind of tired out, at least for this session. So you're gonna have to kind of wait for the next session to kind of kick in to get some more volatility back. Here are our levels. So we got our daily resistance, breakout trigger, breakdown trigger, and our daily support all on here. You can copy these like right here if you just highlight them and copy them. You can do that, or you can go ahead and hit the copy indicator data, and that'll grab all of the levels, and you can use our indicator up here in the indicators tab to get that. So just go ahead and hit the indicator tab. You'll find our indicator in there, hit the copy indicator data, and you'll be on your way. We do have a video covering how to install our indicators if you're interested in that, or if you don't know how to do it. Let's head back here to our charts. We're going to go ahead and open up our indicator. This one is a beta test that we've been working on, but the normal Kubrota indicator will look pretty much the same as this one. All you have to do is find the paste level string and paste it right into there. You'll go ahead and hit OK, and the new levels will populate right onto your chart. So it looks like we have a 0.5% gap, or pretty close to it. I believe the AI was saying it, yeah, it's 0.49 today. So pretty close. We can consider that a 5% gap. It's just literally right there. So it's not something too worried about. Down on the downside, have something similar. I believe it was actually pretty much the same. Yeah, well, I think it's 0.49 again. Maybe 0.5. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because the downside is so far down there. I don't think we're going to come down, but we will see. Right now, we kind of broke above our breakout line, so we got that close. We got our candle right here. We kind of retested, and now we're seeing that predator candle forming here, kind of breaking through the daily resistance right now. We really would like to see a close above that and then a continuation up. But yeah, that's kind of the trade. We can go ahead and throw our trade that we were looking at this morning here on here. So we got our stop below the 30-minute range. 30-minute range is in the yellow right here. It's just the 7:30, or it's the 30-minute 7:30 candle. So if we go back to the 7:30 candle right here, it's actually on spot, so it's a little bit different here on the futures, but you can see there's the top and there's the bottom. So you got our high and low there on the chart, and they're all marked out nice and easy, so you can just go ahead and throw your stuff on there. But yeah, that's essentially where our stop is. We got our target that we're gonna have to figure out, so we can go ahead either back to Gabrota and we can head to the market radar. And on the market radar, it actually doesn't say there's a trade today, so you won't have the stuff in here because it is under 0.5. But if you have our fib levels like we just showed, then you can go ahead and hit the fib button, go over, grab the bottom, grab the top, and now you have some nice targets. So we're looking at a target 2. That's typically the best target to run on our system. Specifically for this reason right here, if you draw a flagpole from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top, I guess it depends on which way you're trading, but for going to the upside, we're going to go bottom to top, and then draw it. You can see it lines up pretty much right on the second target, so that's the best target because that's typically where you're going to see price action go to. So that's what we're looking for right there. That's our target 1. And you know, this trade could go down. We might see this trade break out right here and take us out. But that's kind of how, that's just how trading goes. You know, you put your money on the table, and if the house takes you out, then you just stay out. Well, sort of, I guess. But if you get out, you get out. You know, you traded your system. We got a good trade going on here. So if we're going to get out, then we're going to get out. Moving on to ETH, I already have it set up as well, but it's going to be looking like the same kind of thing. So you can see this morning kind of bounced up, broke above our 21 as well, just like Bitcoin. And then we got to close above our breakout line just a few minutes ago. And now we're looking to continue up. We got about another minute here on this Predator candle, a minute and a half. We'll see what it does as we kind of look to get close to close. We're hoping to see it close probably above this level, but it'll kind of depend on what's happens here. It's not like a huge deal. It'd just be nice to see. So yeah, you guys might be watching us lose here on the live, but who knows, you know? We took our system, we got our trade in, and wow, that almost just spiked us out. And we're just waiting to trade. So, I mean, we're waiting to kind of watch. Would I jump into this right now? Probably not. I would probably wait a little bit. You kind of want to see price action kind of come back a little bit. Honestly, like by the time you probably would want to jump into it, it'd be like right here. So you'd be making a 1-to-1 basically, 1.5-to-1. So not anything like crazy. But I mean, it's still a trade, you know, so, and that's going to be a lot more, a lot less risky than what we're taking. We kind of jumped the gun a little bit before we saw the Predator candle, just because we saw that close. And I don't know, we were kind of expecting that we might see kind of what started to happen with the rip up here on the Predator candle, and then we were expecting kind of see a continuation after that. So I don't know. There's the close on the predator candle though. So now we'll see which way we break out of it. We're looking obviously to break to the upside, but it will really depend on how we go. Yeah, that's kind of the trade for today. That's kind of what we're looking at. Like I said, we could be just being stupid, I guess. Could have just put the money on the table, and the system fails for today. So I don't know. But we got in on the system, so that's all we can say, right? That's all we can really trade. Yeah. I mean, yeah, unfortunately, you could just be watching us lose. Lose 2 days in a row, Who knows? But that's the system, and that's kind of what we were jumping into. So, I don't know. It really will... We'll see. That's how it is. Yeah, honestly, though, yeah, if I was looking to jump in right now, I'd be waiting for another close here above the breakout line, specifically on ETH, I guess, but also on Bitcoin. You want to see the close above that breakout line to kind of confirm that it's actually going to hold it and not just going to continue to break down here. Ethereum might be front running. I don't know. We'll see. Lately, Sol has actually been front running. So kind of interesting. I don't know why, but it has been front running. And right now, Sol is kind of making a somewhat of a flag pattern. Maybe starting a downtrend. I don't know. Interesting though. Real quick tip too as well on TradingView here. If you're trying to use TradingView, so let's say you have specifically this happens a lot with the drawing tool, but say you're like using the drawing tool and you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna move up to this zone here and blah 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 blah, and then you're like, oh, and I need to move my chart, and you just keep doing stuff like this. If you right click, it'll take you right back to the mouse button, and then you can go ahead and move your chart. So just nice quick tip, because sometimes you forget like what tool you're on, you just leave a bunch of scratches. The other thing too is once you're out of that, you can go over to your what's this called, object tree over here, and you can just highlight all the brush strokes you made and delete them. That way you don't have to like click on them, because sometimes they're even like little dots and stuff, and it makes it really hard to see, because you tried to click off of it or whatever, and lining those up and clicking them is just really hard. So it's easier to just kind of highlight and close them out. But yeah, just a nice little tip there if you guys are interested. Just a little bit, make your life a little bit easier, I guess. But yeah, coming out of the bottom here, looking like we're starting to get a breakthrough here on the levels. And yeah, we'll see if we can get a close above and continue up. I don't know. Sorry about that. The dogs are barking in here for whatever reason. I don't even know if y'all could hear that or not, but that's why I jumped all over like a maniac. All right, let's see where we are at on the investment tabs, because we are actually flipping this over. So we've been talking about this for a while. We got this breakdown around the beginning of February, broke down below our flip line and kind of got that close below, and we've kind of sat right there under it. Came up, banged our head into it a couple of different times. We ended up seeing the 21 come down through this line, and then we kind of stayed below the 21 for a little bit. Got a close above it right here, and then we are kind of playing with breaking down again below it, making us a little nervous. And then today, yesterday and today, we saw the break above that 71 or 70,500 line. And now we're kind of flipping to the upside. So it's looking like a possible flip. It looks like we might not be going into a crypto winter. We'll see. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a bull run happen here. We're hoping to get up a little bit more, and then we can come down and retest it here on the daily. I don't know. We'll see. What's that mean for us today? Well, not a whole lot. Just really that the charts are starting to see that flip into more of that bullish momentum, bullish move, especially with Monday. Monday was a crazy move, and then Tuesday was kind of the follow-up of that. So we'll see, maybe we'll get a little bit more of one today. Not expecting a whole ton the rest of the week, but we kind of just want to stay above that 70,500 level throughout the week into the close. That way we can kind of see some form of holding that level. That's really what we're looking for. Yeah, we want to see it close above like that. But yeah, that's all we're here for, really, I guess, is just kind of talk about the charts, talk about some mistakes we might have made yesterday or the day before, or whatever. I mean, if you've been around for a while, you kind of seen us talk about like trading different things, maybe messing up with the system, or even like yesterday, just not holding a trade, or like last week we were talking about when I won a $500 trade on Wix, and obviously it wasn't a true $500 like we were thinking. So just kind of different stuff like that. Maybe you wouldn't consider those mess ups, because we still won that Wex trades. It's just, unfortunately, we only made like $15 instead of a couple hundred, I think, or close to 1,000, I think we would have made. It's just how it is. So it's all about learning and growing here, and that's what we're trying to create a space for. Just trying to be real with people, and yeah, we're just glad to be here. So yeah, hopefully y'all are tuning in more to our stuff. We do have a recap. Well, we're not calling them recap videos anymore because they actually go over more than just a recap. But we have a video coming out here at 10, kind of covering. It does cover price action from yesterday, but it also kind of covers like different things we learned. It covers just trading in general, and kind of how a more professional trader actually views the market, and how you can use our system to actually become more of a professional trader, like what we're talking about. Just different things like that, all on the channel. Even little tips on TradingView, just like the one I just kind of mentioned, stuff like that is on there as well. So yeah, just check it out if you guys are interested in one, learning, or two, just kind of leveling up your trading. Check out our website as well if you haven't already. We've kind of been showing it off here, but this is kind of the main thing on our website, is the market radar. It's going to be our basically our system in a can kind of thing. Like you can see, we got our different gaps here. You can see what trade is more likely to happen today, just based off of our system. And then also, if you click on them, you can kind of see the different trades for today. And you can go ahead and actually copy this and put it into, you can put it into one of our indicators. I'm not sure if we've released that one yet, but that'll be soon to come, I guess. But you can also copy each of the individual things if you wanted to. I don't know, maybe throw the targets on your chart, or just put one of the trades like I did on the chart, like something like this. And then you could open up the settings and go in and modify, like what's your entry price, and put the entry from the site here onto it. So just go ahead and copy it right here and go ahead and put it on the actual position that's on your chart. And you can do that with all the like different profit levels or the targets, and you can also do that with the stop levels. Yeah, even with your account size as well. So just kind of a nice little add-on there. But yeah, if you guys wanted to check that out, it's on there. And over here you can see, you can throw your account on here, and then tell it how much percent you'd like to risk. So like right now it's a $500 account with a 9.9% risk, so we'd be risking $49.50 basically. And then over here, I believe it's this contracts thing here, but you can go ahead and copy that, and then in your trading software, like whatever you use, whatever exchange you use, you can go ahead and paste that into there. Want to make sure it's on BTC because I believe this is using BTC because the problem with the USDT and stuff like that on there is it kind of fluctuates a lot. So we found it's better just to use the BTC price, and it's a little more accurate for actually getting the dollar amount you'd like. So yeah, this is kind of the main piece. If you guys are interested in checking it out but you're still confused, you can go over and hit this Academy guide, and we have a couple videos in here just kind of explaining the different things. Most of them are only like 1 or 2 minutes, so really easy to kind of watch and be like, oh, okay, that's how that works. And then down at the bottom, it's actually right behind me but you can't see it, is our finding the gaps video. And that one is a little bit longer. It kind of explains like what we're looking at within these gaps and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, honestly, there's not a whole lot really to cover left. That's kind of what we're looking at. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. We'd love to kind of discuss with you, or you know, even help you out if you guys are interested in learning a little bit about trading or something like that. But there's not a whole lot happening other than that. Chart wise, we're kind of just watching our trades and seeing if they play out or not. You know, it's just how it is. We threw our trades on, our systems set up. That's kind of the way that we're doing it. We'll see. You know, like I said, we'll see. We might get just taken out of this trade here, and we might make it up. So I don't know. It kind of just depends on what happens with the next couple minutes of price action. We're looking to take it up to target 2, like I said, because that is the most common target for our system to hit, actually. Like I said, that pull here is kind of what we've determined with that. And, you know, like we've just from trading it and watching it, that's kind of what we've come to find. It's just that target 2 is the most likely to get hit. Once you kind of get better at taking them, you can kind of run it up a little bit more. Certain ones are going to, like, especially with the gaps, certain ones are going to be more likely to continue up. Some of them are going to be more likely not to. It really is just kind of something you got to learn as you're trading it, learn as you're kind of watching and seeing what happens, and just really more of a learning from experience kind of thing. We can kind of tell you on the live specifically what's happening, but a lot of times it's harder to you know, just guess on what's going on like that. So yeah, I guess just stay tuned. Maybe you'll learn a little bit more as you continue to watch the lives. Learn a little bit each time. Yeah, we're waiting for this candle to close, see if we can get this close above. That'd be kind of a nice little setback into our breakout range. What's nice is Ethereum's actually quite a bit above it, so it's looking like Ethereum's actually going to close above. Didn't really break down too far below. Honestly, the 21 on the 15 is right below it too, so that kind of helps out as well. If you guys don't know, the 21 and the 200 are one of our most basic, I guess, TA indicators that we use pretty much all the time. We talk about them all the time here on the channel, and we use them all the time. Just the 21 and 200 kind of just determine, you know, is chart bearish, chart bullish. It helps you see some resistances in the chart, some support, you know, all of that. And we've just kind of been using them since we started out, so it's just real easy for us to kind of use them and get used to them, and just kind of see where they're at. As far as it goes, typically when you see the price action above both of them, you're bullish. You see price action below, then obviously it's bearish. And then if it's somewhere in the middle, we're looking at more of a neutral chart. That's kind of how it goes into. It really depends on the different time frames and stuff like that, on how accurate it is. Or like, you can't look at the 15 and be like, oh well, we're bullish on the 15, so that obviously means the 1 hour is going to be bullish. No, it really depends on each chart and how they're set up, and it's kind of one of those things you got to learn as you go. So We can kind of tell you a little bit about it, but honestly, the more that you trade and the more that you look, the more you're going to see, oh, like this obviously means this and this means that. And if I see it on this chart, then that means this. And you'll just start to make the connections and it'll make a whole lot more sense. But for right now, that's the very basic TA. That's the best thing that you can kind of learn as you're starting out. It's just that's where it's at. We got out that close, nice close, close above our breakout level, and we're looking to move up. We got a nice move actually up to the upside, breaking through our, well, starting to break through our daily resistance there in the red dashed line right there. We're looking to get a close above the predator high, honestly, next. That'll be our next resistance line, I would say. And then we'll be looking for that target 2. Watching it target 1, but definitely looking for that target 2 after we get a close above. And it could spike, you know, we could just shoot up, hit target 2, and it takes out. We would be happy campers with that. Wouldn't be too mad about that. But we'll see as the price plays out. Like I said, though, typically it will go to the flagpole. So both BTC and ETH both have their flagpoles at the level 2 target, our target 2. And we can go ahead and throw our flagpole here on as well. Where is it? There we go. There we go. And there we go. See that flagpole lines right up right with that. Just interesting thing we noticed, you know, target 2 almost always. For whatever reason with the Fibonacci levels, that's just how it is. So I guess you could just be like, I guess the math kind of makes sense if you think about it, you know. There's the gap, and then you're saying 1% away from the gap is the same. I guess that makes sense, but I don't know, we always thought it was interesting that target 2 lined up with that. So and it does run up there pretty often, so it's just something to pay attention to, you know. For right now, yeah, we're looking for the trade to the upside. We got our close above our target or our trigger, so now we're just waiting for that continuation upwards, and that could happen pretty fast. I would expect it to happen a little faster today with how the charts are behaving, and honestly, like, we could just rip up. The last 2 days we've kind of well, I guess the first day we were really just ripped up. Second day it was kind of a little slower. It was a rip, but it was a little slower of a rip. And it took really till the night when we took off. But we did rip up pretty fast. I mean, looking at yesterday, we're on BTC. Looking at yesterday, where was it? Right here. We kind of ripped up really fast in the morning and then sat sideways. And then at night we ripped up again from around, let's see, that level we were kind of sitting at 68.8 or so. We ripped all the way up to 71.7, so almost what, 3,000-4,000. So pretty crazy little jump there. But yeah, we need to get our close above the resistance line really first before we can see that predator line, I think. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of watch this into today. We'll be back on, yeah, today's Wednesday. We'll be back on tomorrow for another live stream just like this one. We'll be talking about the charts. We'll be talking about some different things with TA, some yeah, just talking about our system, talking about how these trades went obviously tomorrow, and maybe we'll be telling you how we lost them. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we'll be telling you how great of the trades they were. You know, hindsight's always 20/20, so obviously you take it, you got your system set up, you take your trade, and that's how that's how we look at it. We got a win for today because we took it based off the system, even if it does rip in our face. But yeah, we got our trades in, so really we're just kind of sitting around waiting for the trades to play out today. Yeah, other than that, yeah, we don't have a whole lot left here on the stream. But yeah, we will be back tomorrow. So thank you all for watching. yeah, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Really helps our channel grow, helps us get out to more people, helps us teach to more people, and helps more people on their road to financial freedom. But yeah, we're just here to trade. We're here to have a good time, hang out. Yeah, just see what everybody else is up to in the crypto space, stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll hope to see you again on tomorrow's stream. Yeah, happy trading to y'all.